The odds: Cherokee Run, Speed Horse, Inside Post, 4-1. Virginia Rapids, Peter Pan winner, 9-2. Kiss and Chris is 13-1. Colonial Affair, Julie Krone up. No woman's ever won a Triple Crown race, 13-1. Prairie Bayou has been the favorite since we came on the air, holding steady at 5-2. Bull in the Heather is 19-1. Raglan Road is 50-1. The 8-horse scratched this morning. Each of the other horses maintains the same saddlecloth number but moves inside one post position. Aaron Thought is 14-1. Only Alpha at 80. Sea Hero has been steadily dropping. He is now 3-1. The clear second choice. Silver of Silver is 31-1. Antrim Road is 60-1, and Wild Gale, starting from the outside, is 50-1. Final leg in the Chrysler Triple Crown Challenge. There they are, the only horses eligible for the bonus. If Prairie Bayou finishes in front of Sea Hero, Prairie Bayou takes home $1 million for Lob Lolly Stable. Once again joined by Steve Coffin. Steve, is an old saying in horse racing, pace makes the race, and I guess never more so than at 1.5 miles. What's the strategy here?
Well, that's right, Al. You remember at the Preakness we were talking about how a contested pace sets up the race for the closers, and that's exactly what happened at Pimlico with Personal Hope, El Bacan, Cherokee Run, all pushing the pace. It set it up for Prairie Bayou to come through and win the race. But today, Personal Hope was not entered in the race, and El Bacan is a late scratch, and so, you know, Cherokee Run is really the only natural speed in this race. Now, his jockey, Chris Antley, is going to try and slow that pace right down, nurse him through this 1.5 miles. And the horses like Sea Hero and Prairie Bayou are going to have to stay much closer to the pace.
Antley getting them out, of course, because Pat Day was suspended and chose not to challenge that suspension. He'd, I'm sure, love to see 6 furlongs go by in about 1:13-1.
Exactly. That could win the race.
Pick the winner.
I'm going to go for Sea Hero because home track, and Jerry Bailey's in great form, and a little bit of rain, I think it's going to help him.
A little bit of rain is right. The track is now listed as good. Ron McAnally is a Hall of Fame trainer, and Ron is in effect kind of a deputy trainer here. And I guess, Ron, with Aaron Thod, your horse in this race, and Francois Bouton, your great friend, cancer-stricken in France, this has to be pretty bittersweet for you today.
Yes, it is, you know, and I'm just rooting for him all the way. Just a great guy. We've been friends for many years, and I hope he can overcome this. This is the biggest problem of his life, and I'm sure anybody's life, and I'm rooting for him, and I'll certainly be anxious to hear the results of the race when it's over.
Ron, your horse tries dirt for the first time. We haven't seen him, of course, in this country. Where do you expect him to be early on?
Well, I expect him to be well off the pace. He doesn't have that much speed, and of course over there, the horses just gallop the first part of it out, and then they run the last part of it. So hopefully he'll get up that last part of it. He had a very good work on the dirt the other day, and I was really pleased with it.
He sure did. Ron, good luck to you.
Thank you, Al.
Tom Bohannon is the trainer of Prairie Bayou, and here's a man who knows what it's like to be in a winner's circle. He was there in Baltimore last year when his Pine Bluff won the Preakness. He was there in Baltimore again this year with Prairie Bayou. Will he pay a visit to the winner's circle today? His horse is the favorite. And as the horse is low, let's go up to Dave Johnson for the call.
And about half the field loaded, and Bull in the Heather ready to move into line. Once around this magnificent ribbon of dirt racetrack. All of them carry 126 pounds. They are all 3-year-olds. Aaron Thod moving in now. I asked Jerry Bailey which of the Triple Crown races was the toughest to win, and he said the Belmont, because you had more time to make the stakes. He will be trying to duplicate that Kentucky Derby effort. He is being led to the gate right now by one of the assistant starters. Jerry Bailey, who's won 3 this afternoon already, looks for his 4th with the biggest race of the day. Crowd cheering. The track listed good. Silver of Silver is in. 2 left. Antrim Road with the blinkers and Richard Migliori, and Wild Gale with Bad Luck, who was 3rd in the Kentucky Derby, is in line. A gateful ready for the 3rd leg of racing's Triple Crown. Frank Calvarese will send them on their way, as he's been doing for 10 years. They're off in the Belmont Stakes, and Kiss and Chris on the outside, but now Cherokee Run. And Bull in the Heathers shows some early speed. Raglan Road is right there between horses. Sea Hero up close. Silver of Silver. Antrim Road on the extreme outside. Quick early speed. Antrim Road angles to the rail and takes the lead. And on the inside, that's Cherokee Run into second position. And then a gap of a length and a half, and Bull in the Heather is racing third. On the inside, Colonial Affair squeezed back a bit as Raglan Road begins to move up. But back on the front end, it's Antrim Road with Richard Migliore showing the way by 2.5 lengths, and the horse we thought was going to be in front, Cherokee Run, holds the second spot. Along the outside, there goes Wild Gale, who is moving up quickly. And Sea Hero is asked for some speed and quickly responds. He is now fourth along the inside and looking for some racing room. Down the backstretch, Antrim Road leads it. Wild Gale is second, and now Bailey takes Sea Hero to the outside. And there has been a problem. Prairie Bayou has thrown the rider. Prairie Bayou is riderless on the backstretch. Looks like he has broken a foot. Anyway, they go to the far turn. Antrim Road leads it. And Cherokee Run on the outside is in the second spot. And now there goes Silver of Silver, charging up third in the green cap on the outside. At the rail, that's Wild Gale as Sea Hero drops back, and Colonial Affair with Julie Krone starts to move out in the middle of the racetrack. As they're midway on the turn, Cherokee Run on the outside takes the lead. Antrim Road at the rail is second. Along the outside, that's Silver of Silver. And Julie Krone now angles to the outside. From between horses, that's Wild Gale moving up. But now it's still Cherokee Run under a drive with Chris Antley in front. And now here comes Colonial Affair on the outside. At the rail, that's Wild Gale, followed by Silver of Silver. And now Colonial Affair with Julie Krone takes command and draws clear. It's Colonial Affair drawing clear in the Belmont with only a furlong to go. Colonial Affair leads it. Kiss and Chris with a late charge on the outside. Wild Gale at the rail and in the middle of the racetrack. Virginia Rapids, but in deep stretch, it's going to be Colonial Affair winning it by 2 lengths. Kiss and Chris second, followed by Wild Gale third. After that, it was Silver of Silver and Virginia Rapids. A marred Belmont Stakes in 2 minutes 29 and 4/5 seconds. The ambulance blinking on the backstretch. Prairie Bayou broke down apparently on the backstretch, but there's your winner, and it is the first time that a female rider has ever won a race of the Triple Crown Series. Colonial Affair. Mike Smith on the backstretch being taken into the ambulance, and of course Prairie Bayou, who went off the favorite at 5-2, lost all chance with trouble on the backstretch. The veterinarians are on their way right now. But it was Colonial Affair angling to the outside, was in some traffic problems, and now Sea Hero, it looks like, will win the $1 million bonus because he did finish. And there is Paul Mellon there on the right side of your screen. Mac Miller, the trainer of Sea Hero, who did not hit the board. The stewards have called for an inquiry, obviously because of the problems on the backstretch. There is a Sea Hero who did finish the race, who will win the $1 million bonus, returning to the scales to weigh in. And there is your winner, Colonial Affair. Jim?
Well, Colonial Affair, the upset winner, but Julie Krone once again has become the first woman ever to win a Triple Crown race at age 29. Unofficially, she has ridden the winner of the Belmont Stakes, but remember that the inquiry sign has been posted. That means that the stewards themselves want to have a look at it, want to see what happened out there, no doubt in connection with the Prairie Bayou business. We're going to be getting an update as soon as we can on Prairie Bayou. There he is on the backstretch. But the woman of the moment is right there. 29-year-old Julie Krone. If you notice, by the way, that jockey Mike Smith was standing up on the backstretch, he appears to be okay. There he is. There he is. The rider of Prairie Bayou is okay. As the horse himself, we do not know. So Happy Little Julie heads for the winner's circle, unofficially.
Full 125th running of the Belmont Stakes, a milestone day in a way. Julie Krone, the first woman to ever win a Triple Crown race. The ecstasy there, the agony of another breakdown. We had Union City, who had to be destroyed in the Preakness. Mike Smith jumped off Prairie Bayou. We attempted to get a word with Mike, but he has declined to be interviewed at the moment, emotionally upset, but physically he appears to be all right. And as I'm joined by Dave Johnson, we have Prairie Bayou on the left here, isolated.
And it was well back in the pack. He's alongside Aaron Thaw, the horse who had never raced on dirt. And they were moving down the backstretch. I don't believe there was any problem with any other horse earlier in this afternoon. Mike Smith bailed off. And, of course, Prairie Bayou lost all chance.
All right, we have no report yet as to the condition of Prairie Bayou. We will be getting that shortly. Meanwhile, in terms of the inquiry, we are being told that it has to do simply with the incident on the backstretch involving Prairie Bayou. That was the original inquiry, and now there has been just posted a jockey's objection. So the first inquiry was a formality. The second one we'll get the details of shortly as you watch Julie Krone take Colonial Affair 13-1 home.
The stewards call for inquiries when there's ever a problem like there was with Prairie Bayou. The inquiry now, the objection, is concerning the second horse, Kiss and Chris, which is now blinking. It's the third horse against the second horse. The rider of Wild Gale, Shane Sellers, has alleged interference against Kiss and Chris, who came from far back with Jose Santos to get the runner-up spot. But Julie Krone was out of trouble. She had the best horse this afternoon, trained by Scotty Schulhofer.
So even though the results are not official, they will not take down the winner. So the blanket of carnations adorning the winner, Colonial Affair, and let's check in with Charles C.
Well, it was ironical that Scotty Schulhofer had Sea Hero for Paul Mellon in Florida, and now Scotty Schulhofer winds up defeating Sea Hero here in the Belmont. It was a fresh horse who got the job done today. Jerry Bailey, the third Triple Crown race for Sea Hero. There was a point at which he moved up, and I thought he was really happy with his racetrack and would win.
Well, you know, Charles, usually you're worried if you have no horse. I was worried because I had too much horse going into the first turn. The position was fine with me, and he was in a good placement, but he was very rank, and he wasn't relaxing for me. And it concerned me a little bit. I didn't think he could get the entire mile and a half doing it that way.
And no traffic problems, so other than that?
No, actually, no. I lost some ground in the first turn, but with the 11 post, I expected to. But if he'd have just settled, I could have tucked in and been all right. But those things happen.
All right, Jerry, thank you. All the rain didn't help Sea Hero today. Al?
No, he'll just use it.
All right, Charles C., let's get caught up on a couple of things here because there are a lot of pieces to this puzzle with the inquiry, with the jockey's objection, also the report on the breakdown of Prairie Bayou. A compound fracture of the left cannon bone is the information we are receiving right now. And as I'm joined by the track veterinarian, Dr. Tieglin, would you explain to me exactly in layman's terms what this is and what about the horse, and will the horse have to be destroyed?
It is too early to interpret, but we don't have x-rays. The films will have to be taken. He's immobilized in a splint on the way back to the barn, but it is reported as a compound fracture which can be palpated as such. That would be a serious injury.
So in cases like this, and I'm not asking you to necessarily speculate here, but you have seen a number of these types of injuries. It would normally mean that the horse would be destroyed.
It could be, but we have repaired some. We'll have to wait and get the results of the film.
All right, now when you say wait, how long will we have to wait before we know in this particular case?
Probably the next 20 minutes.
Okay, well, we will certainly hope for the best. And again, as we take a look at the isolated replay, a scene that unfortunately we have to see again. And Tom Bohannon, even though he is a long way away from the backside and is looking at the race without the use of binoculars, he knows that there is a problem. And that was his reaction. Meanwhile, the flashing 3, because of the jockey's objection, for the moment, the 4 remains up there. There is no change now. The flashing 3 is now a permanent 3. The word official will come up in a second, and we will be seeing the prices very shortly. And Colonial Affair will have won the Belmont at odds of 13-1. So the results are official. Colonial Affair is the winner, pays $29.80, $14.80, and $9.40. Kiss and Chris finishes second, pays $11.20 and $7.20. Wild Gale, third in the Derby and now third in the Belmont, pays $14. The exacta, $4.60, $3.60. And if you had the triple, baby, you're buying dinner tonight. $18,600 $77. 229 and 4 over a track that started the day as fast and went off as good. Lost in everything else that's gone on, the winning jockey, the first woman to ever win a Triple Crown race, Julie Krone. We'll have her with you when we come back.
ABC's Wide World of Sports presentation of the Belmont Stakes continues.
We're back at Belmont Park now. Let's look at the final order of finish in the Belmont Stakes. Colonial Affair wins it. Kiss and Chris finishes second. Wild Gale was third. Then came Silver of Silver. Virginia Rapids was fifth by 6 lanes. Cherokee Run finished 13 lanes back after helping to press the early pace. Sea Hero just never fired. 15 lanes back, winds up 7th. Bull in the Heather turns in a pretty dull effort, all things considered. Antrim Road was 9th. Raglan Road was 10th. Only Alpha, who was the longest shot in the field, 30 back. Aaron Todd, the French import, couldn't hack it on dirt. And, of course, the misfortune of Prairie Bayou. Mike Smith tells us he is fine physically, but he was just too emotionally upset to be interviewed at this particular point. Meanwhile, of all things, one of the stipulations in the Triple Crown Challenge is that a horse must start and finish all 3 races. So Prairie Bayou had the most points, but he didn't finish. The Sea Hero wins the $1 million bonus with 10 points, and Wild Gale finishes with 6. A jockey's race, of course, as we talked about at the outset, and in particular, 2 sides of the coin here. First, put yourself in the shoes right now of Mike Smith after a situation like that.
Well, there's probably not a worse moment for a jockey than to be standing by a stricken horse, particularly one that's just given him so much in the past. On the other hand, you know, what a great moment for Julie Krone.
Yes, you've known her for a long time, and to think about winning a Triple Crown race is incredible.
Well, she's wanted to do it for a long time, and she's finally got the big one now.
She got it today. Okay, let us go right now to Jim McKay.
Okay, and we are here with the winners, all of them here. Quite a crowd, and Mrs. Moran over there, who owned Creme Fraiche, the only gelding to ever win this race. The spokesman on this occasion, however, is Donald Little. And to talk to him, here is Alan Dragone, the chairman of the board of the New York Racing Association. Alan, you're on.
Thank you. John, congratulations on winning the 125th Belmont Stakes. It's my privilege to give to you the replica of the August Belmont Memorial Trophy. And your horse win a fantastic race. Your trainer did a superb job. And be with us a lot, I hope.
Well, we sure had a heck of a day today. There's no rain here in New York. The sun is